All right. Well, hello everyone. How should I start this? Well, I'm so glad you found this little video. If you're watching this, that means you found this little video. It's gonna be one of my first videos being by myself. Okay, well, my name is Mark. This YouTube channel really is gonna be a mix of like all of my interests, I believe. I like little lifestyle things. I like to interior decorate. I want to show like how I change my room around. I also love spirituality, astrology, anything like that. I feel like I should take off my glasses because the glare. Well, YOLO. It's my first video. Like, if you're really judging me off my first video, like, I don't know what to say. There's mistakes to be made. Anyways, well, I wanted my first video to be about something that's going on right now, and that is Mercury Retrograde. So, Mercury Retrograde, I hear a lot of people talking about it. A lot of you astrology people probably know what this is, but there's a lot of people who I know hear about it, but don't actually know what it means. So I just wanted to clarify this a little bit for a lot of people out there, and my kind of take on astrology, if that makes sense. A lot of people have different ways of looking at astrology, and basically a lot of people either read their daily horoscopes or they pay attention to their birth charts and stuff like that. And this is just going to be a little thing that I wanted to make so I could really put in my perspective onto all that, you know. So starting off with Mercury Retrograde. If I could speak, please. Okay, so I wrote down a little bit of notes. So, Mercury Retrograde. So, what is Mercury Retrograde exactly? So, in the literal means, it's when the planet Mercury appears to be moving in a backwards orbit as it appears from Earth. So, I don't know if it's actually in a backwards orbit, because I know when I looked it up, it says it appears to be from Earth moving in a reverse orbit. Then it usually does. So why is that important in astrology? So in astrology, Mercury is the planet of communication and expression. So any ways that I'm going to be expressing to you, or maybe a lot of things in telecommunication, even like over the phone, over the computer, communication as far as like contracts and stuff like that. Mercury has a big part in that. A lot of the energy that we receive from Mercury really affects a lot of that, and we want to make sure that that channel is open and we're able to communicate and express clearly. You know, when Mercury is in retrograde, I know a lot of things get what's the right word? A lot of things get misinterpreted. There you go. Interpretation is key. We are more susceptible to misinterpreting the signs that maybe are around us, or we're misinterpreting things that people are saying, and that's not good. That's not good at all. You know, a lot of people think Mercury retrograde affects everything, just makes your whole life terrible. Like, oh my God, I have a pimple on my nose. Like, Mercury retrograde. Like, I got a terrible haircut. Mercury retrograde. Like, and that's just not the case. Well, maybe a haircut. Maybe you may have miscommunicated. Not miscommunicated. You might have expressed something, and that person who was cutting your hairstylist, interpreted that a little bit differently. So that's a big part of that, for sure. Okay, I could see how that could be Mercury retrograde, but no, nothing really like out of the ordinary. Like, as far as if it comes with communication and interpretation and expression, then it's probably Mercury retrograde, and that's kind of cool. I'm gonna put my blanket on, but yes, y'all, I'm cozy. I am so cozy. Okay. And this is how I want my videos to be like. I really want them to be like chill and like, come cuddle up, get your stuffed animal, let's hang out for a sec. You know, I even got some chips. These are not healthy for you, by the way. These chips are not healthy. I'm trying to be so much healthier 2020. I want to go vegetarian. I want to end up being vegan. Like, I want to be so much healthier for myself to be like healthier on the outside, you know, like it'll affect your vibration. So I probably shouldn't be eating these, but you know, self-love. Like, I've been hungry. Thank you, period. So, yeah. So, important things to keep in mind during Mercury retrograde. So, you know, I'm not one. Okay, let's talk about my philosophy on astrology in general. So, I'm not somebody who thinks that I need to read my horoscope every single day. Nor do I believe that's very healthy for someone to read their horoscope every single day. I used to be one. I used to be. But then you fall into this self-fulfilling prophecy where, you know, even if you're having a good day, even if you're having a good day and everything's going good and you're like, you know what, I didn't check my horoscope for today, I better check that now. And you open your phone and it says like, oh, okay, like, be careful, like, your best friend is, you know, fucking your boyfriend. Like, that's not gonna make me feel good, especially if I already had that in the back of my head. Even if I was having a good day, I would have that in the back of my head and I was like, oh shoot, then it would be a terrible day. It would be a terrible day. Wouldn't you be upset if, like, you know, you found out, I mean, no, not even if you found out. Wouldn't you be upset if you just opened your phone and your phone was telling you that, I don't know, something you were really concerned about or really upset about was gonna happen? Like, that wasn't even in your atmosphere. You were in a high vibration. You were chilling. Nothing was bothering you. And then all of a sudden, something that you thought that you should believe in ruins your day. I don't think that's nice. I don't think that's healthy. You know what I mean? And even if it's not something that you're really insecure about, like sometimes, like, you could have like a good streak of like, oh, my horoscope was great on this. My horoscope was so right on that. And then one day, like, it just tells you something and you're like, damn, like, my horoscope was right about this and my horoscope was right about that. So that might actually happen. And then now you're constantly worrying about that. And I'm a firm believer, like, what you're thinking, oh no, how does it go? What you think about grows, you know? So what you put your attention on grows. There you go. So as long as you're keeping your attention on that, that's actually manifesting in your life, like in your little realm right here. It's coming to the forefront. You're moving that slowly and slowly more into manifestation. And I don't think that's healthy either. There's, you know, and it's just too general. You know, if you're just doing the your sun sign, which is, you know, your actual birthday, like the position your sun is for your birthday, that's your sun sign. Like, my sun sign is a Sagittarius, like cusp Scorpio, whatever. Well, I'm more Sagittarius anyways. So I'm a Sagittarius. So they're speaking to everybody who is Sagittarius. When, if you know about natal charts, that astrology actually goes way more in depth than that. You actually have a moon sign, a rising, a Mercury, a Venus, you know, all this stuff that really is more, adding more to the picture, you know? It's more catered to specifically you. You know, it can get way more in depth for your, I don't know, for your chart specifically, for all your signs, you know? There's a really good app called CoStar, you know, and even that sometimes I'm like, I only check it rarely, you know? When I'm really, really asking for guidance from the universe, I will check that, you know? Or like when I'm really, really asking for guidance, I'll also, like, you know, click on one of those tarot card readers on YouTube, which I might do. I have a lot of tarot cards back here. You know, I might start doing that. I don't know. Let me know. But as far as astrology goes, I know this, sometimes it is just way too broad for it to apply to everyone. You know what I mean? Like Mercury retrograde. I know some people who are really susceptible to these energies, and might be a little bit more like, they might have a little bit more going on in their life, but I just take Mercury retrograde as something to put in the back of my head, you know what I mean? Like, say, I know it's not good to sign contracts while you're in Mercury retrograde, but say like I've been really, really manifesting something that I really, really wanted in my life, and I felt like that was really what I wanted in my life, then I would sign that contract regardless if it was Mercury retrograde or not. You know what I mean? Like, either way, I feel like if I sign that contract, you either live from it or you learn from it, Like, I'm gonna run with it until it's where I want to be, or it's not gonna take me where I want to be. But you know what? I learned, Maybe it's not good to sign this contract during Mercury retrograde, It's not like an end all thing, you know? Like, definitely be hesitant, If I was like 50-50 on the contract and I was like, you know what? It sounds good, but I'm just not feeling it right now. And then I heard it was Mercury retrograde. I would be like, you know what? Maybe now's not the time. Maybe that's my hesitation right there. It's a gut feeling. It's a what you feel for your life, Don't let this astrology thing run your whole entire life. That's period, point blank. I don't want this whole astrology thing to be someone's yes or no to everything. Like, some people are like that, and I really don't believe that they're living their own life. They're letting these people who are interpreting the sun or the moon or the whatever or the Mercury, or they're letting people who interpret that interpret their lives, unless you're doing it for yourself, you know what I mean? But you also have to do what feels right for yourself, because a part of living as you is making the mistake. We can't always be so concerned with what might go wrong, or what the superstition of basically, I messed up there. I do that a lot. What was I saying? Don't be so hard on yourself to not do the right thing, because at the end of the day, we're all learning, we're all growing, and as long as you grow from it, it wasn't a mistake, it was a lesson. I like that. I'm gonna say that. That's iconic. Anyways, so hopefully that was informative. I don't really know. I feel like it was a lot just of my perception on things, but big things to take away. Mercury is the planet of communication and expression and interpretation. So make sure, maybe be a little extra cautious of how you word things, or about like the tone that you even use when you say things, because that can change a lot about how people interpret what you're saying. Mercury retrograde hinders that a little bit, just as a little recap. So we might want to take a little bit more effort into that stage during this, and really make sure that we're doing our best to not take things, not misinterpret things, not just like get the what is it called? Try your best not to just basically try your best not to just take the face value of people's words or people's actions or whatever. Try to dig a little deeper to make sure you're getting at what they are exactly trying to say to you, because it's not just you who are getting misinterpreted, but you can also be misinterpreted. Like, it's making sure that you're keeping a clear channel of communication between everyone. And I'm not just talking about like us people with each other, but I'm talking about like even with the divine. I believe we have a strong connection with our guardian angels and our guides, and the source that I believe is God. We have clear and direct communication with them. It's an open channel, so you want to keep that open. You want to keep it clear for things to come in. Don't block your blessings, especially during Mercury retrograde too. We want to keep that communication open, making sure that it's all good, it's all love, making sure that we're doing great for ourselves. What else? Also, don't let don't let astrology, hold on, how should I word it? Also, just take like those daily horoscopes with a grain of salt. You know, like when you're asking for guidance and making sure that, you know, it's good for you and it's meant for you. Then go ahead and look a little deeper into astrology for that day. But don't be one of those people that open up astrology all the time. You know what I mean? I get where you come from on that, because I used to do that all the time. I used to always want to see that. But, you know, it kind of draws you out of the present moment. You know what I mean? Just make sure that it's coming from a place that's good for you. You know, just making sure you're using that discernment for yourself and for your own good. And yeah, sounds good. Well, I think I kind of lost my way during that. Okay, this is me watching all that footage back again, and I definitely did lose my way. I'm so sorry if you're confused. It's obviously Mercury. It's obviously Mercury retrograde, because I couldn't get out a single sentence. I couldn't finish one complete thought. I was a mess, but I hope you enjoyed. Okay. So I'm gonna edit this footage and see back and even decide if I want to post this or not. But I had fun. I think it was nice. I think I actually warmed up to the camera a little bit, which is great. But you know, if you enjoyed this, I would definitely encourage you to share this with your friends. That would just only be good for me, you know, channel popularity or whatever. But no, your support here would be very appreciative. I know that there's a lot of things spiritual that go on YouTube, and I'm just now now riding that wave. You know, I'm just catching that while I feel like it was right for me. You know what I mean? I really wanted to start this YouTube channel a while ago, but now I just have the time and I have the space for it. You know what I mean? Like I have my own little world right here that I can film safely and not feel judged by people walking by me or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like I have my own space right now. So I feel like this is now the time, and I really hope that people like it, and that maybe it brings success in the future. But right now I'm just having fun with it, and I'm just making things as time goes by. So when I feel encouraged or when I feel guided or drawn to make a video, I will. And I guess I'll see you until the next one. So thanks for watching again, guys. Subscribe if you want to. I don't know. Maybe wait till I have a couple more things and you can see like how I'm over explaining things. Okay, bye guys.